The message is very clear. Ebintu ebyobulamu tubijjemu okusaaga tube bayonjo. Bwatyo Bobi Wine bw'atugambye neera munnange nange njagala kujjukiza nga bw'agambye nti ebintu ebyobulamu bijjemu okusaaga tubeere bayonjo. Sanitation and hygiene, it is key in our lives. Mu buli kyokola, we need a clean environment, we need a clean everything. Buli wolaga oba mu ddwaliro oba ku ssomero oba waka olina kubeera muyonjo right from the start. It is the sanitation week that we are commemorating. It starts on the 13th of March to 17th, and right here in Uganda we are still commemorating the sanitation week. Tugenda kubanga twogerako gye muli nina wano abagenyi bange munanga batukyaliddeko wano ku Baba Television. They will be talking about sanitation. We shall be discussing about sanitation. What is sanitation? Some people tebakimanyi. Abantu abamu ebyobuyonjo babiwulira buwulizi. They don't even know what it means. But today we are here to talk about sanitation. Weebala okubeera omulabi omulungi owa Baba TV, amanya bamuta Kevin Andera. Ngenda kuba nkutambuza program eno paka sawa zigenda kubeera 2 ez'ekiro olunaku olwaleero. Njagala kukulisaayo gwe yakava ku mulimo. Welcome back. And those who have just gone to work, tukugamba nti munange kuba wali abakola ekiro abasawo, wali abakola night shift. There are other people who do security and they've just gone to work. Tukugamba nti munange nyweza naye obuyonjo kikulu ky'oba ojjukira buli kyokola. When you're going to eat, clean your hands. In whatever you're doing at work, at home, make sure nti munange obuyonjo kintu kikulu. Abagenyi baffe bagenda kuba beyanjula and they will be telling us more about the sanitation week. You're most welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Batulaba mwenna mbaniriza. Thank you very much for tuning in. I greet you all. Good evening. My name is Emery Mbaha, the President of Environmental Health Workers Association of Uganda. Kyekitongole ekitwala abasawo bonna ab'ebyobulamu mu Uganda. Sanyuse nnyo okubeerako wano ku Baba TV. Mwebale nnyo, mwebale ddala.
Okay, thank you very much for coming through.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Veronica Owagage from the Ministry of Health, an Environmental Health Officer. I'm glad to be here to talk about what we shall be doing in the sanitation week and sanitation and hygiene in general. Yes.
Thank you for coming through. When we talk about sanitation, it is something that abantu abamu bakiwulira buwulizi. Omuntu abeeyo yakoba sanitation niki? Oba what is that? There are people who are down in the communities. They don't even know what it is. They don't know what hygiene is. In fact, you reach their premises where they stay, where they work, and you're like, maybe they're in their own world. How do you explain sanitation? What is sanitation?
So sanitation, oba mulusoga, nebintu byetukozesa okukuuma obuyonjo. Era nga ebintu bino kwotaire toyi oba kabuyonjo, tapu oba kadomola kokozesa okunaaba mu ngalo, akatindiro koyanika ebintu, you know, all those constitute sanitation. And then hygiene is the practice. So bwe naaba mu ngalo oba nga nviire mutoyi nja kulya mmere naaba mu ngalo, I'm practicing hygiene. Yes. Okusenya amaino gange, kususula enviri, okunaaba, all that is hygiene. Yes. So that is, in short, that is sanitation and hygiene. Okay.
The way you're talking about it, have you created enough awareness in the communities about sanitation? Because even the sanitation week, maybe if it's us who know about it, because maybe we can access the internet, you know, to get to know about the sanitation week, and we know all from 13th to 17th it's sanitation week. The theme is this and this. What about that person, Ariye Yomcharo? Do they know about sanitation and hygiene? Like, what have you done to create awareness about sanitation and hygiene so that everyone, because sanitation and hygiene is life.
Yes.
Yeah. If you're not good at that, literally your life is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you created that kind of awareness?
Yes. So we have structures right from the national level up to village level. So in the villages, tuina bebeta VHTs. Abakola emirimu egy'enjawulo eby'obulamu. I think most people know VHTs, but okutambula house to house to ensure that, you know, people are living a healthy life. Then to inaba health assistants, to have niba health inspectors, to have niba environmental health officers, but assistant district health officer specific for environmental health. That's all at district level. Then to at national level where we have the environmental health department, Ministry of Health. So at all these levels, awareness is created. Everyone plays their role depending on their reach, you know, their catchment area. Talking because environmental health basically is disease prevention. So all the different categories that I have mentioned, everyone plays their role, but everyone working towards disease prevention. Yes. And
talking about the sanitation week, like you've talked about the village health teams, yes. Those are the VHTs, up to the higher levels. During this sanitation week, are there activities that are going on right from village level to commemorate this? Because some I saw like the commemoration on 17th are going to be in Mbale.
Yes.
But what about these other people? Because not everyone will make it to Mbale. How are these other people going to commemorate? Are there activities that you put up that even the VHTs are aware that, okay, during this week, the villages, we are going to do this, we are going to clean our wells, we are going to do this? Yeah.
Sanitation week has been launched today. Lero tutandise.
Okay.
And just so kwizake mabegere, it's a week preceding the World Water Day. Waliwo unakuleba atawo ndunakulwa amadi munsi yona yona. Amadi amayondo. So ngona ko lukali kubawo weekend okuveno okutuka kuluna kwolo jebeta sanitation week. And it's normally commemorated from 15th to 22nd of March. But this year it has been different.
Okay. Because
all the senior people are going to attend to the World Water Week Day, which is going to be held in Washington. So we saw that this could be held when everybody is around before they leave. For our part in the country, we have chosen to have it before the other one. And the commemoration itself is going to be in Mbale, as you have said. Ngaboyogere tujakubachi Mbale. Kuna kolusembayo mu wiki.
Yeah, that is on 17th.
Aye tandise rero. Kati district dona twadiwandikira. Twadikobera ndiki tujakubao mu wiki eno. Event eno. District dona dafuna amabaluwa. Batandika preparing ngaki commemoration eno mu district daibwe. Kyova munangono akukobere ndi ku district waliwo abantu abikolako nga batandikira ku district health office erimu DHO. Yabamu ADHO environmental health. Bawerezo obako magombolola omuli ba health assistant na health inspectors. Health assistant bayongera message edo okuja ku miruka ne ku byalo. So communication has been made and everybody is aware. It's not the first time we're celebrating this. Every year we commemorate sanitation week. And it has been going on for a period of time. In 2010, there was a resolution by the United Nations General Assembly that declared sanitation as a human right. And from there, developing countries met in Dakar, Senegal, and came up with a declaration to commemorate every year sanitation week. And that's how they put aside a week preceding the World Water Day for this commemoration.
As I was looking at my statistics, I saw like 75% of the diseases in Uganda, they are related to sanitation and hygiene. What is the coverage, Jemukoze, about sanitation and hygiene in the country? Because we are seeing 75% is a big percentage. Yeah, very to say big. That, yeah, very, very big. Very to say abantu abalwala abasinga, it is related to sanitation and hygiene. What is that coverage that you've taken on sanitation and hygiene in Uganda?
Thank you very much. As a country, there are aspects we look at, and we call them indicators. There are signals. Waliwo ebintu ebitulaga nti tuli kutambula tutya, tudeeta indicators. Itulaga nti wawe tuli. So it does not give the exact picture, but they are just indicators. And one of them is what we call basic sanitation. Basic sanitation kitegeeza mbu omuntu ali ne wakyama nga toyeeyo asobola agyozako bamaze kujyamu. We are just at 45% basic sanitation. As a country, we are at 45%. And that's not good news.
Yeah, that's not good news. That is why we are getting to the 75%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then there's another indicator which we refer to as open defecation. This means mbu abantu mu butamana bali kulya oba bali kunwaki amaadi nga gali muki obukyafu bwe tuyita oba mu Luganda mweta B. Kati kyoba obona endwaliro edo divaayo daabaki innyingi. That's why we are getting that percentage of 75%. Okunaaba mu ngalo, hand washing is another indicator we use. Kuba omuntu ava mu toyimule kyenda yanaabako ki mu ngalo. Oba oyenda kukakasa nti engalo denda kunaabamu n'oba okozesa toilet paper una kooti mu ngalo odiwunya kooti ojawula nga diwuna ki diwunya bbi. So n'ekikulu bantu banaabeko ki mu ngalo. Aye okunaaba mu ngalo mu Uganda tuli ku 34%. Ku 10 asatu n'abana bonka banaaba ki mu ngalo. Ekitegeeza bangi tubakola ki
But that gets me to what she said, that there are VHTs from village level, and I was like, have these people created awareness? Why is it like that when we have VHTs right from the villages to create awareness to the communities?
Maybe to add on to what my colleague has said, usually, especially sanitation and hygiene, is something that starts with the mindset. The VHT, the health assistants will all play their role. Aye iwengo omuntu bwoba totaireyo mwoyo koba nti kanonde wano, kanzimbe toilet, kankole kino nikire, not much is going to change. So the VHTs do their role. Bajam communities, they create awareness and so on. But unfortunately, most times, government etuyambe, that's saying, people usually say, and yet
abantu bafaayo
abantu omuntu ye mwende tategeera nti buno bulamu bwange nina okufaayo kanaabe mu ngalo emere kanjifumbire mu kifo ekiyondo. So most times abantu tibataayo ino mwoyo, and then they end up now to the 75% that you said of the diseases. Yes, so it's usually a mindset change which is gradual. Kuba teacher ngu kukyusa muntu birowoozo.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, definitely. Tulija kubanga we go for a short break, but we are still here. We are going to come back because we are still talking about sanitation and hygiene. It is very vital in our lives. For you to be alive, for you to be healthy, you need to practice good sanitation and hygiene. We shall be back. Actually, also feel to be taken mokusaga kunji, because cleaning hands, it is something very small. Going to eat, clean your hands. After eating, clean your hands. Go to the toilet, clean your hands. Something very small. You need water, boil it, keep it. Amazi mugafumbeko ganyogogere ni muganyo. It is something very small. Naye ate kitulema tubeera nga ate tweretera endwadde ennyingi zibeera nga zitutawaanya. We are right back ku Baba Television. Tugenda kubanga era tukutambuza nga tukubuulira about the sanitation week, nga tukubuulira about sanitation and hygiene n'abagenyi baffe abavudde mu Ministry of Health. Nga tetunnabagenda wala nnyo, njagala kumanya nze naawe atulaba sanitation week kyeki, lwaki weeri, yatandikirawa? Tuyinza okuba bwe tuli nga tetubitegeera. Yes, tumanyi sanitation, tumanyi hygiene, but what about a sanitation week?
Webale nnyo, webale ddala moderator, kusiima ino era weebale ebigambo oli bitoolayo nga bwe biri. Quite often people neglect sanitation and hygiene, but as I told you, it started from the UN General Assembly, and they declared sanitation and hygiene as a human right. And from there, in 2004, in Dakar, Senegal, developing countries came up with commemorating Sanitation Week, and that's a week preceding the World Water Day, from 15th to 21st of March every year. We do this commemoration. But I told this year we have had changes because of the events in Washington. because many major players are going to be in Washington for the World Water Day. So we wanted to have ours earlier before other people in the world commemorate theirs. And the main purpose is to highlight the significance of hygiene and sanitation practices among communities as a way of enhancing human development. Quite often people will tell you about water sanitation and hygiene, but all efforts are put on water. They forget about sanitation and hygiene and lags behind. Even other players, when they are mobilized for resources, they will tell you water sanitation and hygiene, but most of the resources go to water. So that's a week which has been put aside to highlight this and bring at the forefront issues of sanitation and hygiene. And then the other one is Sanitation Week creates an avenue for stakeholders to share experiences and learn from each other, the experience they have done. We have many players. It's not only government, sanitation and hygiene. And it's not only Ministry of Health. You'll see other ministries. There's the Ministry of Water and Environment. There's the Ministry of Education, sanitation in schools. There's the Ministry of Local Government, where districts fall. They play a big role. And this is a moment we want to share experiences in various areas. What have you done in your area? In your niche, what have you done sanitation and hygiene? So we have this week to share all this. It's also an opportunity to reflect on the gains registered and challenges we are facing. We can't hide away from this. There are many challenges. And also look at the best practice that we can replicate. If you have done something and succeeded, can others copy from you and share where they are going to implement such that is replicated? And for this year, our focus on households and institutions. We want to get back. There's an advert which used to run during Professor Maswa's time. They say, health is made at home and only repaired in health facilities. I don't know whether you used to hear about that. Everything we are talking about starts at the household. And that's where we are saying the people at the household must take responsibility. Let us not run away from this. There are many things. People in the village will tell you they are poor, but they will never lose airtime to call people in urban centers for anything they want. But they're not putting priority to this. And this is where we need to create awareness and empower communities, take sanitation and hygiene as a priority in their households and improve in their households. And also want to use this chance to demonstrate and call on leaders to show exemplary leadership. Because leaders need to take responsibility for sanitation and hygiene. And when a leader is at the forefront, their supporters will always follow. And this is where we want everybody, leadership, to be an example. But you will be shocked when you go to some districts and you find some leaders even don't have facilities. So how do you expect them to champion provision of sanitation and hygiene facilities? And this is a time we have to use this week to show advocacy and ensure that we promote good food hygiene and even safety practices. I don't know if you move around Kampala here, mostly in the slum areas and our markets, you will find people selling food on open drains. Who is safe with this food? And if you go in these markets and see how people are handling food, all these aspects of sanitation and hygiene. Because if you carry home dirty food, some of these fruits are eaten raw, and vegetables are eaten raw, you are going to fall sick. And that's why you saw there on the percentage of illness, you are talking about 75% of diseases being preventable. And wano tusabira buli muntu okuvaayo ti government yonka aya abakulembeze bona bona we muli n'abantu fena maka gaifi twenda tuveeyo tubechi kyakubonerako. And unless this happens, we shall remain crying. And that's why you see, for us here we claim to be very religious. Abantu bakukobera mbwichi mbu omuntu bwafa mbu omwana bwafa mbu bamwese mbu katonda musengo akoze eki amwese. And you ask yourself, what love does God have for African children? Why does he only call African children? Most of these things can be prevented. And they can only be prevented by providing sanitation and hygiene. Just as simple as that. And then there are issues of waste management in all urban centers. Be it smaller towns, be it municipalities, be it cities. You find waste is dumped carelessly anywhere you pass. And you find it's blocking even the drainage system. When it rains, this water has nowhere to go. And you have heard that saying where they say water is good everywhere apart from where you see. But you see, why is it lower laying?
Yeah.
And if the drainage system is not opened, we have issues with that. And you see, these caveras have become a problem everywhere you go. Uvera bitirire mujja mubuga bwalife buno butono ojja kwagaana buli muntu ali kusuula ki weyagaana. And these are issues we are saying we must address, and that's why we are calling for Sanitation Week to ensure that all these things are brought at the forefront. And we need to use this period, this whole week, to put energy to everybody to see that we address issues of sanitation. And shouldn't stop only on this week. When it ends, we must be looking at how do we move forward. You have seen it during the Ebola outbreak and the COVID-19. Hand washing went up because people were fearing to die. But now if you go to their households, are those hand washing facilities still there? Or people still want outbreaks to come before they run around and say, let's put these facilities?
Or maybe the awareness that you put during COVID, it's not that, you know, hyped like the awareness you put on hygiene as a general.
And this is what we are saying now. Everybody needs to get on board. Because it's not an issue of Ministry of Health alone or Environmental Department alone, but it's for everybody. Sanitation starts at home. And if people don't wash hands at home, then even in the communities, if we were gathered together, they're not going to wash hands. You have seen people at parties. Somebody first picks food, then walks the washing facility. And this hand is holding the food, and they just soak the hands.
Or they even take the food somewhere, they leave it there. Then they go to clean. They are leaving the food here that is getting contaminated.
Exactly. And some even will only wash hands. But so we need to come out, and everybody must be in this. Tujja twatawo n'obugero nalike bugande obugero mbu ekyabbeeyi kibaki kyabbeeyi ke kitibanyina biraki mungalo kati wajjo wabona omuntu ali kugema kyokulya nga kitakoze eki tanabye mungalo. These are things which we must build at household. Abaana bakule nga bayidi nti ki bino ebintu byetaagibwa kuba omwana bw'akula nga ajanga mutooyi tasobola kujja kuki mu kibala. Aye baba yakulanga ajanga mu kibala omukyuso kujja mutooyi kibaki kizibu yinu. So charity starts at home. Tunakutandikira ki waka tuzimbe waka memale tujeeki mu community. Nobona abantu abo nibo omuwanga ayida ali kupangisa ku nnumba do ojja kwagana nga kutooyi ajiire ekifo ky'okutta ekintu ki mutooyi mwene mule ali kutakuki kungulu kuba yamanyira kujawa kungulu. So tulina tusomesa abantu bategeere era bitandikira ka n'abaana okupracticinga nga baliwa nga balika.
Okay, thank you so much. That is partly the history of the Sanitation Week and what is going to happen during the Sanitation Week. We are creating awareness. We are creating awareness about sanitation and hygiene for this whole week, starting the 13th of March, which is today, up to the 17th of March. Now, we were looking at the percentages, 45%. It is the coverage. It is the far you've gone, not so?
Yes, when we talk about standard sanitation facilities.
It is at 45.
If you use and by accident you didn't drop inside the pit, can you wash it?
It is at 45%.
45%
it means that 55% is lagging.
Exactly.
What are the problems that are associated with that coverage?
Now, before we go to the actual problems that arise from something like this, when you look at these health facilities, amalwaliro niboja wakola ku kasampo just okubona ndwaire ky'abantu de bali kusinga okuyida nado wida kwagana ekidukano oyagane typhoid. They are the ones that people mostly present with. Oyagane malaria. All these are environmental health related. Now, when people get these diseases, now the 45% are the ones that have these sanitation facilities. But these 55% are also putting the 45 at risk. Kuba, iwosobola bango ina toyi ewuwo era ng'ogikozesa mu butuufu bwayo ogiyonda oluva mu toyi ojja wanaba mu ngalo buli kimu ng'okikola. Aye neighbour ng'azira toyi maybe akozesa nsiko oba kaveera kyonna kyayagaine buti ensowera bw'eyida yajja wali waayo nnoine teyida kusosola nti atiida kujjawo ono
because this one ina toy.
Ensowerayo bweba yakuleeta bucaafu idda kubuleetewo ate nga wewe nabyo n'obikola aye still idda akola ki idda kuyida kale 55% banaabazira still ba posing a risk to everyone. There is a saying that no one is safe until we are all safe. Neighbor obwabanga tasaye isubi, like his compound is very bushy and what, ensi dida breeding it era dona tidida sosola ntia ewono their compound is slashed dida kujayo dida kuluma dirwazechi abantu. So these are some of the dangers. And then eliyo chetweta health seeking behavior. Kanku example omuchala nga alinda agaja kuidwaliro okuno idagala bwajayo yayagana nga toilet sediri kuidwaliro eryo desitaza oidinga asobola osalawo okuzalira waka.
Yeah, true.
Kuba babonanga taida kusobola mbere eriwa
other hospital
idwaliro ate nga kyetwenda buli mukyala azalire mu idwaliro under the supervision of skilled medical workers. So okuba abachafu even at health facility level kijja kuziyiza abantu okuida mu idwaliro okufuna obwidandabi kuba bwaida mu idwaliro maybe line eyinza oba empanvu aye nga bwayenda okweyambazira waali kujja. So ekyo kisobola okuziyiza abantu okukola ki okufuna obwidandabi. Twayira ku baana abato. Obucaafu buleeta intestinal worms ebiwuka by'omunda bwolyedo fruits biki vegetables nga mbaha bwayogeire editaliinaaze. Now intestinal worms edo dijja kuleeta kyetweta stunting. Omwana tajja akula bulungi especially bana abaana abali below 5 years kuba diri kumumala ku nutrients mu mubiri ng'ovire ku intestinal worms diarrhea kuba diarrhea asobola okuyita omwana especially bana abali below 5 years. So abaana bajja kufa tibajja kulanga beyagala kijja kukosa development y'obwongo bwaibwe n'obulamu bwaibwe mu maiso. Time wasted. Bwoba olwaire ekiddukano anku example y'ekiddukano tosobola kujja ku mulimu.
True. You'll stay at home.
You're
insecure.
Exactly. Oida kusigala waka kuba you know every 5 minutes oli kulumuka
visiting the toilet.
So ni bwoba oyina ka business ko tojja kujja kwigula olunaku olwo oli kufiirwa sente n'obwire ekijja oku affecting economy when all that is accumulated. So ndigezaako ku building a picture nti endwaire dino ditutoola ku bingi and not just as individuals aye as a country in general. So buli omu everyone has a role to play. Kabe mwana muto kabe mukaire bavubuka buli omu ayina kyasobola okolawo okubona nga tuziiza endwaire dino.
So talking about that, what are those rules? Okay, what do you expect out of the community this whole week, Jetuli Mo Sanitation Week? We are creating awareness and all that. Yes, for you as health workers, you are doing your part. Mulikobera abantu about the Sanitation Week and what they are supposed and you're doing your part of creating awareness about sanitation and hygiene. What do you expect the people okukola?
Jasimba nenze kwirako jasimba katono okwongera ku munange byava okwogera Veronica byava okwogerawo obulaire buno buyida butya buyida kuba bana abantu bano 55 bazira toyi bali tuleta okulyaki obuchafu bwaibwe kuba omuntu ajiri mu kibala tasobola kunaaba mu ngalo ataja akozaki ebikoola bwakoze ebikoola okwesangula bisigala muki mu ngalo bwana avaayere akugeme mu ngalo munakodeyo wasuzooti ayi ali kwaki dozi wena bw'otuuka wale ojja kwagana nga abantu bali kulya duuma bocheza duuma wali okobe ndi munampayo ko duuma aye duuma eri n'emiziro gyayo kuba ojja kwagana buno obubuuzi obwo neekoke nga ligiremu otandika otya okubako ng'oli kusiigako olumala ng'okola ki ng'olya oli kulyaki oli kibona so okuvaawo n'eddendwaire ddabeera alikolanga ki okunonoola kuba lidda ditya oli kulya bire nga birimu ki obukyafu bonaagaana wali nga bantu bali kulya amaido ng'okola ki
I think that's why we need to create awareness to 100%, because even the 45% is not safe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Any percentage, even if it's 1%,
yeah,
we are not safe.
We are not safe.
So we need everybody to practice this. And this is why we're encouraging households. Balina kutaawo bakola amaka getweta ideal homestead. Ideal homestead yendachi. They are components of an ideal homestead. Eteka likoba nti ng'okali kutaawo amaka. Ekisooka taawo ki? Toilet. Ayo ojja kwagaana omuntu nga baliwo omuzigo mulamba nga wazira ki we bakyamu. Ekyokubiri tulina enfumbiro. Abantu bafumbira w'emmere. Omuuko ogwo gujaawa. Kuba bw'onaabaawo n'endo gyeko mu byalo eyo okola study obone. Bakazi bameka abali mu myaka nkaaga abaka alina amaiso amalungi. Omwika guno gujaamu gwaboonoona. Nekugenda ali bafuwa buli seewa ukola kibyajamu yaboonoona.
Okay, Dr. Mbaha, wenewe tujja kutandikira. Just a very brief break, and when we get back we are still continuing talking about sanitation and hygiene. Coming back from that short break, we are still commemorating the Sanitation Week that is starting today until the end of the week on the 17th of March 2023. Every year we do celebrate the Sanitation Week, if you didn't know. We want to thank you for being with us on Baba Television. Era tujja kubanga tweyongerayo with our guests from the Ministry of Health that are talking about sanitation and hygiene. Dr. Mbaha, we are going to start with Komi. We were talking about the public or the community. You people have played your role creating awareness. What do you expect the public or the community to do during the Sanitation Week? Okay, not only during the Sanitation Week, but for the rest of the time.
Thank you very much. Where I had stopped, I told you we need to use this week to start a journey that we must sustain. And we are looking at having households being models as ideal homesteads. And ideal homesteads have requirements that make household an ideal. I already mentioned about the issue of latrine. Buli maka genda gabe naki natoi. Kuba eryoteeka ng'okali kutaawa amaka tandika naki ne kabuyonjo. Ekyokubiri efumbiro. Ojja kwagaana amaka maanyi nga bazira bafumbira ki emmere. Amaadi bwe gatandika okutoona obona obuzibu awo. Okunaabira omubiri kunaaba mubiri. Ba shelter or bathroom benje bazira. Alinda obwire bwaziba yakola ki?
Yeah, jema bega wano.
Amaadi ganaaba wazewe gajja.
Yeah.
Mwina ngona ava kwogera ku nsonga y'ensiri kuba amaadi ago bagabaawo ensiri kola ki?
But as well, when you're showering, so literally that water is already contaminated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you'll find that people only wait to bathe in the evening because they cannot bathe during the time. They have nowhere to bathe from. Then the other thing we talk about is a drying rag. Okwanika ki ebintu byokozesa mu nfumbiro mu byetwoze ebikopo masowaani sefuliya waliwo woobita kuba ifwe wano tuzirasaraliza Katonda yali atuyambyeko yatuwaki the sun etuyamba osaralizinga ki ebintu byaife bw'obyoza okendezaako ki obukyafu aye obuwuka bule tibufa bw'ota wano wayanika wali musani buyita ki obuwuka. That's why we talk about that. Ayo ojja kwagaana omuntu akukobera embwe dina akatanda lwaye kaliwa kali mu nnumba bw'emala ataawa ebintu mu nnumba kuba akatanda lw'okuba kuluya kuba twenda ki omusana okole ki osaralizinga ebintu ebyo. Twajja twakoba engoye bw'odooza ezo ditaawa bangi baditaaki wansi ku isubi abandi bayanika kuki ku bino ebikomera aye waliwo enswera ekika ky'enswera bw'otaawo oti bw'ota ebintu wansi oti dada abiikako ki amagi bw'oyambala oti nga togoloire temperature edda omubiri leeta amagi okola ki okwalula ng'ebintu bikuyingiramu libange the maggots they enter you, and you have issues with them. So that's why you see, when they talk about a drying line, there's some reason why you must have what? A drying line. And you find people even, those days we used to have vegetable gardens behind the kitchen. Like that, this water which comes from the kitchen, you pour there, you have vegetables to improve on your nutrition. Olikuwa na bantu bali abubi ujja kwagana omwana yena ngakosebwa omunanga abyogere ku wano ujja kwagana omwana ngali malnourished bali muwemboli nati with the porridge oba pop hard corns with the porridge ali kulya kintu ki
kirala.
So issues of nutrition have affected us completely. And you can see even our people there are showing on the screen. All this what we are having in the community, this needs to improve, because if we don't improve, our life expectancy is going to remain low. That's why you see getting people who are 70 and above, they are very few. If you go to the villages, you can hardly get them. It's because of this. And people think that it's a normal situation. But you see, we are getting many challenges. And to change this, nobody is going to come from heaven to change it for us. It must start now and here. So I can ask my colleague to continue with the why, what we want the community to do exactly. Because community is proving to be that they want everything to be left to government. Even if you find poor drainage, you know they are the ones pouring out and all that, but they will cry out to government. So we really need to know, what are they supposed to do to fight this?
Yes, so just in addition to what Mr. Mba has said, one of the key things that we want community members to do, everyone to do, all categories of people, is to own sanitation and hygiene. We want everyone to feel that it is their responsibility. Buli omu otegere nti buvunanyizibwabwo okukuuma wooli nga wayondo, okulongoosa toyiyo, okulongoosa ifumbiro, buli omu otegere nti iwe ng'omuntu kikukakataku okweyonda n'okuyonda buli kimu ekikuliiraine. Kuba nga video yetu yebava okulaga ngaawo, olwisi abantu balida kuguuka emyala, amaadhi gali ku, water is just flowing, nga buli omu akoba sinze eyabitaddewo, aye oli kwerabira nti endwaire dijja kuida eti dijja asosola, oba niwe owagayeewo oba tiniiwe. So kyetuli kusinga okwenda buli omu ategeere nti it is their responsibility okweyonda n'okuyonda their surroundings, waka waibwe, niwe kuba ku mulimo, buli wamu. Yes.
As well, me what I think, when I was growing up, I used to see, I think this is an appeal to the VHTs, abali at the village level, as we want to, ignite the fire and to gemere walala to say this. Me, when I was growing up, I used to see the VHTs coming to our home, checking whether you have toilet, and all that. And it was something serious, really, really serious. You find others are even taken to police. So it was something really, really vital. But I don't know, maybe because I'm this side, I don't know, even when I go to the village, I've not seen these efforts being done.
No,
like I used to see it when I was growing. Currently, I don't really see that effort.
No, our society has been turned upside down, and people have left responsibility. Nobody wants to take what? Responsibility. And this is why I appeal to our politicians. They need to do something different. Those days we used to have what they call the Muluka chief. And if you talk about Batongoli, wabao ne parish chiefs, ne sub-county chiefs. Nga chief akobi nti alikuida maka, buli muntu yetegeka. Atenga abuze bitu bino byona. Aye ba politician noko togema kuki kubalonzi bangi. Bahendwa leti kweyongera nembeera mbi. Even there must be deliberate efforts by government to put in resources in sanitation and hygiene. Look at the health assistants. They don't have means of transport. So a health assistant is given 2 sub-counties to oversee. How does he move? So resources must be deliberately put there to ensure that work is done. And then politicians need to support this. We need to come up with the ordinances and bylaws for the respective districts and sub-counties. And villages, at village level, they must come up with resolutions. If a LC1 chairman is serious, they can make their resolutions and ensure that their village is changed. And this is where we're calling about exemplary leadership. Leadership must come in play and take up this. This is our appeal. Leadership must come out strongly and support this. Otherwise, if we leave it just that sanitation is there, our country is going to continue to mourn the dead ones over things which we could have avoided. If you look at statistics, about 32 children are dying every day because of diarrhea, which could be avoided. And then here, pastors will tell you God has called what? That one. Why should God call African children? And I think even religious leaders should come on board and help us on this. When they're in the church and the mosques, they should preach about this. The holy books clearly talk about this. If you go to the Bible and look at Deuteronomy, they will not allow, God will not allow his children to be in a place where there are no sanitary facilities. And so your enemies will get you if you go and defecate in the open. And this is where we appeal to everybody to come on board. It's not only for health workers, but everybody must take it as a responsibility. If religious people could put this energy every Sunday and talk about sanitation and hygiene, and politicians also come on board, and health workers do their part, then households, you know, parents have lost the responsibility. I don't know what's happening. I think we need to do some change in our country. Even for children, they have left them to teachers. Everything they say, teachers should what? Should handle. But it's a responsibility of a parent to groom the child. And if the environment at home is not favorable, we have not created it, you expect your children to run to neighbors. At our place, we have a saying that if you have a dog and you cannot feed it, you always run to the neighbors. You will come home and there's no security. The dogs have gone because you have not provided for them. So as parents, we must take our responsibility and stop joking with life. Thank you very much.
Talking about that kind of awareness, I think the trend that we had during COVID was the best. Right now, when you go to churches, you'll find that you will even find in the entire community where you stay, there is no church that has a washing facility. Because COVID, people feel COVID is done. People were washing hands because of COVID. Why don't we make this a routine that every Sunday or every day at church we have a washing facility? Because, you know, we believe so much in religion, and our pastors and our reverends, okay, our religious leaders, we believe so much in them. A pastor yakobiat.
Father.
Yeah, Father. Father. So when we preach this, when we practice this right from the churches and households, I think this will be a very good practice, because I'll go knowing, never took up church. Because when we are in church, there is a time that we reach and we have to shake hands, a sign of peace. We do shake hands. But do we have a washing facility at church? The person that you're shaking your hand with, are they even safe? Tafulumia kuna mchachi to go behind and come back. Did they clean their hands? So I think we need a lot of awareness in all places.
And just to build on that, like Emery said, our leaders, kuba to me being a pastor or a reverend, oidakuja kuchituti oyogere bana mubeba yondo toilet daime mudi yonde ayenga toilet ya kanisa tefananika. So as leaders, leaders need to be exemplary. So ku church kweni situation erietia
kumagombola gaifu
kumagombolola kuba era nga omukulembeze oidajo ko abantu bana muzimba amatoyi mukole muti ayengewo izira toyi
kumalwaliro gaife
kumalwaliro
kumasomero
yona gabe masomero obutale tulina okubona nti tulage ekyo okubonerako nga nibwe tujja mu those people that we have influence over, you know, tulikogera ni our maybe voters, like Emery called them, tulikogera nga kye tulikogera twena tukikola ewaife era nga tuli byakubonerako.
And that is why you find nti omuntu amukobanga muzirato entate chairman azira.
Exactly.
The chairman has no toilet, but is sensitizing people about having a toilet. So we should take this opportunity for the sanitation week. We are going to be creating awareness. Even tomorrow we are going to be here to talk to you, Iwomboni Baba TV, so that at least we try and improve. We come from 45% to the 50%. I was earlier talking about activities during the sanitation week. Have you tried to monitor like different districts on the activities that they are going to have to create this kind of awareness? Have you tried to get in contact with DHOs? Well, apart from sending them a letter until this is the sanitation week, have you tried to tell them about the activities that should happen in the districts, or they are independently organizing activities as districts?
We have shared the concepts with them. Kuba tubawaire guidance focus ki yetuligema mwaka kuno tuli kujawa, and one of the issues we want them to highlight wherever they are is increase awareness of the importance of sanitation. Mu byalo abantu batandike ki okuweereza sanitation priority. Nga bwogema airtime ata ku isimu, nga bwojja mu katale wagula emmere omanye nti ki ne ebyobuyondo okoze ki obiteirewo, kuba emmere gyova okula wale gyoli kulya erina kuva mu mubiri ekole ki waliwo wejja kujja. So twenda tusomesa abantu bamanyi ekintu ekyo, n'abantu bave mu kino ekintu ky'okwegemyanga mu gavumenti etuyambe, kuba bw'oba ojja kulya emmere tobuuza ku gavumenti nti ekuyambe, aye bw'omala okulya wenda gavumenti ekole ki ekuyamba okujja mutoyi. Kweli tekisoboka. Twenda abantu bebeeremu beeni. Ekindi abakobye to promote continued identification and demonstration and application of sanitation based practices. Waliwo ebitundu nga bikoze bulungi. Naliko ebulambuli eyo twayagana nga magombolola gajire wangulu ino, waliwo gye beeta Bulegeni Town Council nga buli muntu alina etoyi, nga buli muntu alina ki wokunaabira mu ngalo. Ebintu ng'ebyo twenda ki babyongeze mu magombola agandi agakola ki agaziramu. So that's the replication we are talking about.
Are there like, you know, sometimes, you know, when you recognize someone, like we see on Heroes Day, into, you know, they've given medals to people. It gets back to what you're speaking about, the Bulambuli, where yes, people have everything and everything. Have you identified these people and you've made them role models to the public, and you identify them so that someone knows? Last time they recognized Kevin because she was the best in this. Okay, she had this. What about me? Have you tried to identify and award some of these people?
Yes, ebyo tubikola ino. Kuba ebyalo ebyo bikoze bulungi ino. Tujja waliwo kireta declaration twabirangirira mu Uganda yona yamanya nti ekyalo kino kikoze eki kiviire, twabawa n'ebirabo. Ebirabo ebyo nga bigema ku sanitation and hygiene.
Okay.
Mweri omwo twatolamu n'abantu baba ambassadors nga bajja boogera ki ku radio ku TV nga bali kwogera bakyusa bati ekyalo kyayibwe. Kati ono bwawulira eri yabona nti omuntu owansi yena yakyusa ekyalo, nze nakankopa ono nkole ki njenkole. Kati bwe tubikola ino kyenva kukobeere ki ekyebulambuli ekyo ti bulambuli yonka, bw'ojja Moyo kyaliyo yonna, bw'ojja Palisa kyaliyo yonna. Waliwo ebitundu ebikoze eki bulungi ino tubidi tujja twabidikiraringa twabita ku record daife kyoba we tujja wona wona twabyogerako bona beesiima nti bakoze eki omulimu gw'amaanyi. So tusaba Uganda yona ne Busoga yona tugisaba ekole eki eyide ku map. Yeah.
So should we expect on the 17th in Mbale there are going to be people that you will identify? Because sometimes as Minister of Health there is a health worker in that side of Bugisu, I don't know Mbale where, during immunization time, Yanina.
That's Bulambuli.
Yes. To go and immunize.
There were two, health assistant and the nurse.
Yeah, we see them being posted on the Ministry of Health page. We see them being recognized. Are we going to see something like this, that on that day we are going to recognize a certain district or a certain area that these people have done well?
We have identified some people whom we are going to award certificates and other medals. Yeah, we normally do this, and it's not the first time we are doing it. We quite often do this. And even some of the hardly working health assistants who have performed very well, some of them get scholarships to study.
Oh, wow.
There's one who has even gone the rank of ADHO now because of the scholarship he got. He was just a health assistant. In that time he was working in Daban in Busia, and he performed very well, changed his area, and he was identified and given scholarship. Now he has reached a level of ADHO. You see?
Wow.
That's a great
we have run out of time, but I want to tell you that even tomorrow we shall be here because it is the sanitation week. It's just a Monday, but we are moving with the sanitation week till Friday. So I'll ask our guests to give us at least a final word for today, because I know even tomorrow we shall be here with you.
I want to thank all our listeners. Thank you very much. And I want to thank Baba TV for giving us this opportunity and being a part of the struggle to put sanitation and hygiene at the forefront. In a special way, I want to thank the Chabazingo of Busoga, because I've worked with Busoga Kingdom, and I want to thank the Minister of Health for Busoga Kingdom, Dr. Balieku. Thank you very much for the work you are doing, and we support you. We shall work with you to ensure that we improve sanitation and hygiene in Busoga Kingdom. And our leaders at the Ministry of Health, they have taken up sanitation and hygiene and preventive health as a core. We thank you very much for taking this direction. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks so much for coming.
Yes, era kyensembyayo era kyembakuutira nekyo kyetusinza otakwesira ekya kutwala responsibility twena mu byalo yetuli mu masomero mu butale buli wamu tubone nti tukulembeza sanitation and hygiene.
Thank you so much. From the time that we started up to now that we are talking about the sanitation week, it starts from the 13th, which is today. We have just launched the commemoration, not officially as a country, but right here, Kubaba. For us, we have started, and of course in different areas, and we shall be doing this even tomorrow. Even as a country, we launched today. Wow, that is good. So we have started on the creating of awareness about sanitation and hygiene. We want to tell you one thing. Hygiene and sanitation. When you have poor hygiene and sanitation, it means you're living a bad life. You're going to fall sick. A lot of things are going to get to a standstill. Why? Because you are sick. But when it started from something small, chakunaba ngalo, and boiling your water, amadigonwa, and of course cleaning your environment. So those are very small things that should not take us to the hospital, that we should take them as a culture until this is it. This is our home. In our home, we boil water before we drink it. In our home, we clean our hands before we even enter in the gate. In our home, we do this and this. Twenda kwebazolo kuba ku Baba TV. My name is Kevin Musule Bulungi.